Well, folks, we are in the home stretch of the 2022 midterm races. Republicans are starting to look a little bit better in the polls and in races across the country. Democrats could be headed for a very tough day on November 8th. And to make sure that things are bad for Democrats, the Republican Party and their conservative media outlets kind of pulling out all the stops at this point. So on Monday of this week, Tucker Carlson goes on his show, the most highly watched cable news political talk show in the country, and he says that the Democrats are a child sacrifice cult. Here's the full statement. Abortion politics is a total fixation of Democratic donors. It's the main thing they care about. Why is that, by the way? It's a religion. It's a child sacrifice cult. So Tucker Carlson, to his audience of several million people, referred to the Democratic Party as a child sacrifice cult. Now, as a Democrat, as a registered Democrat, I can tell you it's not a child sacrifice cult. I can tell you that the only fixation that the party has on abortion issues is because your party, Tucker, has been hyper-fixated on banning abortion nationwide ever since Roe v. Wade was first handed down. But his audience doesn't know that, and his audience doesn't care. His audience is not smart. They're the dumbest people in the country. So when he says these things, the Democrats are focused on this. That's a religion for them. It's a child sacrifice cult. His brain-dead audience looks at him and says, yeah, okay, we believe that. And they go about their day. And they take that little nugget with them and they believe it as a concrete truth. And they spread it to their other idiot little friends who may not be watching Tucker. They go and they put it on Facebook. And they spread that propaganda nationwide. That is how dangerous this is. And they're doing it, of course, right before the midterms, trying to smear the Democratic Party just a little bit more. But it's his party that is hyper-focused on the issue of abortion. Now, I also want to take a second to talk about the language he used, not just the child sacrifice part. I think we can all agree nobody's performing child sacrifice, right? I mean, if you honestly believe that, please go check into your nearest padded room and never ever leave for the rest of your life. Neither political party is sacrificing children. But using the word cult, it's a cult. What Tucker is trying to do now is turn the language that Democrats have been correctly using for the last several years to talk about Donald Trump and his followers. He's trying to turn that on its head and place that label on the Democrats. They're a cult. No, you're a cult. No, you're a cult. Just like a couple years ago when it was, you're a fascist. No, you're a fascist. Oh, you're the fascist. You're a communist. You're a Nazi. So now it's just, you're a cult. You're a cult. Everybody's a cult at this point. Except the Republican Party genuinely is a cult of Donald Trump at this point. I mean, they literally had a golden friggin' statue of Trump at CPAC not that long ago. They put up little replicas of Trump and people go and they bow before it and they take their pictures. That's a friggin' cult. The Democrats don't have that. We do not put people up on pedestals. Some weirdos on Twitter do, sure, I'll give you that. But it's not a cult. But all it takes is for Tucker Carlson to say it one time to his audience, and like I said, they go and they tell their friends, and their friends spread it, and so on and so forth. And next thing you know, that's the reality for these Republicans. It's not real reality, but in their minds it is, and they remember that when they go to the polls, and that's why these words coming out of Tucker Carlson's mouth are so damn dangerous.
This is Hattie. Hattie wants to know why you have not subscribed to our channel. You obviously like our videos, so do us a favor and subscribe.